I can't go 40 minutes.
But they don't do any business with it?
Please, we are now entering a public hearing. I'm hoping everybody is excited about that prospect. Press and public have been notified. We have two ordinance to hear a public hearing on. Ordinance 2015-16, ordinance amending Title V, Planning and Development, Chapter 4, Zoning, Article 1, General Provisions, Section 5-4-11, Authority and Procedure for amending chapter the City of Isle of Palms Code of Ordinances to delete requirements for public notice by display advertisement in the Moultrie News and other community weekly newspapers 15 days prior to hearing. I'll open that up, and Douglas will tell us where we're going.
You want to do each individual?
Well, okay.
You want to do them together?
Well, one at a time.
Okay. Okay, this First Amendment, as the mayor said, deals specifically with the advertisement that's run in the local paper when a change of the zoning code takes effect. Currently in our code, we have it that we will run an ad in the Post and Courier and an ad in the Moultrie News. The state requirement is that we only do one notice, so we're going beyond that requirement. And the issue that it's caused us is that the Moultrie News is only a once-a-week paper, and because of our scheduling, 15 days prior to that would be Monday, and as you know, the Moultrie News comes out on Wednesdays. So that, in effect, makes our lead time for running that ad about 25 days, which has caused problems for us. So we would prefer to just go to the one paper, which is compliant with the state law.
Okay. Anyone wish to address the pending ordinance? Going, gone. Thank you very much. Let's move on to ordinance 2016-01, an ordinance amending City of Isle of Palms Code zoning ordinances to amend certain provisions of the Beach and Racquet Club PRD of the Wild Dunes Plan Development Zoning District to exclude certain properties from the PRD district, to reduce the maximum number of dwelling units permitted in the PRD district from 2,500 to 2,449 units, and to preserve the existing height limitations in the PRD. So, Douglas?
This code is a companion amendment to the other codes that you'll be looking at your next meeting, and it's dealing specifically with the codes that are creating the SR3 zoning district. And the intent of this code is to keep the development rights of the Wild Dunes Plan development as they existed prior to this issue coming up. So it does two major things. The first is that the original Wild Dunes Plan development allowed up to 2,500 residential units. The effect of the SR3, creation of SR3, is that 51 properties that are there now and in those counts are being taken out. So to make that adjustment, that mathematical adjustment, we would be reducing the overall number allowed in the PDD by that same number of 51. So we'd be going from 2,500 to 2,449. The other change that's important is the code. The existing Wild Dunes PRD document states that no building within 500 feet of a roadway outside of the district could be taller than 3 stories. Because we're physically moving the boundary closer to the Wild Dunes villages, closer than 5 stories, that would make that development non-conforming. So this amendment would basically go back in time and say 500 feet from the boundaries as they existed at the adoption of the code. So those are the two main things that this code preserves. But it's, as I said, all of its intent is to maintain the status quo of the PDD as it was prior to this SR3 issue coming up.
Good, thank you. Any citizen wish to comment on the pending ordinance 2016-01? Sir.
Thank you. If you don't mind, I'm Jack Smith with Nelson Mullins.
Marie's going to want you to go to the mic. Your voice
Jack.
is captured on our system if you're right there.
I understand. Thank you very
Okay.
much. I'm Jack Smith with Nelson Mullins, and we represent Wild Dunes. We just want to say thank you. We appreciate the working relationship that we have with the city over the years, and you felt free to come approach us to try to arrange the boundaries and do other things that could have an effect on us and try to preserve the long-term development rights within the original boundary, and giving up those lots for density we think was just the right thing to do, and we appreciate the relationship that we have with you. Look forward to many more years of working together.
Well, thank you very much. Good. Any other comments? None heard. I will close the public hearing, and we will commence our city council meeting at 6 o'clock. So you've got 10 minutes. Some of you are here very early. We have fed most of council, and we're not going to give them another bite at the apple. So if anybody would like to take a couple minutes and grab a sandwich,